Hey everybody, this is Benny. This is the first in my series of quick technical videos that I hope will help you with potential issues you might face while playing Icarus. Today we're talking about mounts and pets, but not from an in-game perspective. We're going to talk about how to find and back up your mount data. Even if you haven't already made your own backups yet, the game has actually been doing it for you this whole time. Now, disclaimer, screwing with your game files is at your own risk. Info in this video may become obsolete the moment after I release it. I may make a mistake. You may make a mistake. Things might go badly. You have been warned. Anyway, I figured out how to do this after I lost a max level snow wolf to a bug. It was too late for Gareth by the time I figured out what I was doing, but next time we'll all be prepared. First off, you need to navigate to your player data file. To do this, you can type or copy this line into your file explorer and replace your Steam ID number with your Steam ID number. I'll put a line down in the description so you can copy and paste it. If you don't know your Steam ID, I suggest you look it up and memorize it. No, I'm kidding. There's tons of videos out there on how to locate your Steam ID, so I won't rehash that, but it's not too difficult. If you're the only Steam account using your computer, it'll be the only Steam ID in the player data folder. Once you're in your Steam ID folder, you'll be presented with a whole bunch of files. Right away, you may notice a folder called Mounts. There's nothing in there you need. These are just icons used for each mount while on the station. If you deleted all of these and then went to the orbital exchange to request a pet, its icon would be one of these generic ones. As soon as you call them down and send them back up again, the icon file will be regenerated. It's also interesting to note that when you call down a pet, its icon is actually removed from this folder. Back in our Steam ID folder, what we're really interested in is this file here, mounts.json. This file contains the record of all mounts currently on the station. You can open this file with a code editing software like Visual Studio, and we can take a look at the contents. Each mount is listed under the heading Saved Mounts. Between these two brackets is the data for the first pet. I know you may be getting some ideas at this moment, but don't bother. Changing any of this data will not change the pet. The data that is readable here is only for display purposes on the orbital exchange menu. Any changes you made here would be seen on the orbital exchange menu, but as soon as you brought the creature down to the planet, it'll reset. All the actual data is in this binary data line. I have not attempted to decode it, so if you really want to hack your mounts, you're going to have to figure that part out on your own. What you can do is copy an individual mount from this record and paste it into a text file for safekeeping. Then if the mount is lost, you can paste it back into the mounts file and call it back down from the exchange board. Now that copy you made is obviously not going to gain levels or anything, so back up often until you're at max level. Once you're at max level, that creature's probably not going to change much, if at all. You can also make a copy of the entire file. The only issue with that is that there are other animals on there too, and if you moved or brought them down, leveled them up, sent them back up, they're going to be out of sync with the backup that you made, unless you're making constant backups. Lastly, Icarus has already been making backup copies for you. Every half hour while you play, the game makes a backup of the stored mounts file. So if you already lost a mount and it's been on the station recently, you may be able to recover it. You have two options. You can restore an entire backup mount file or copy just the animal in question from the backup file. To restore an entire backup mounts file, first make a copy of the original mounts file, then delete the original. Or you can just change the name of the original. It's your choice. You could just delete it without making a copy, but I hate doing that until I know everything's going to be all right. Next, you'll need to identify the backup you want to use and change its file extension. To do so, you may need to have your view set to show file extensions. This is going to differ by OS, but with Windows 11, click here, select Show, and then click File Extension Names. Now just rename the backup file to mounts.json, like so. Next time you start up the game and access the orbital exchange, this will be the list of creatures available to call down. You just call down your missing pet, and you're ready to go. To copy just one creature from a backup file, first make a copy of your mounts file just in case. Now we're going to open up the backup file you want to pull a creature from in a code or text editor. Just double-click and choose the app you want to open the file with. Then select a copy of the creature entry, including the open and close brackets with comma if present. If there's no comma, that's because it's the last entry in the list. We'll take care of that in a moment. Now open up the mounts file. Place your cursor here after the bracket following the saved mounts. Press Enter to create a new line. Then paste your entry you copied into the new line. If done correctly, it'll look just like the rest of the entries. Now, if you don't have a comma here after the end bracket, go ahead and add one. Some editors will fill this in automatically, others may not. Save the file and reopen the game. If all went according to plan, the mount should be there on the orbital exchange, ready for redeployment. With the current state of mounts and Tames being somewhat buggy, I suggest sending all your mounts and Tames up to the station and then making a copy of that mounts file, especially when they're max level, because once you've done that, you really don't have to worry about it. You're just banking them for later in case something happens. With the pathing issues and creatures falling through the map, or any of the other things that can happen, it's good to make sure that you have a backup copy of this creature that you spent so much time working on. You never know when you'll need it. Special thanks to my channel members for their continued contributions. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Benny out.